Hey, coaches, welcome to our AMA here at CoachNow. I'm Spencer, the founder, and I'm here with Jerem, our Academy manager. We've got a bunch of questions here on the computer that he's going to be reading off from coaches just like yourself, wondering not only about the software, but just coaching best practices in general. So stick with us here. We're going to be answering a lot of the questions from coaches all around the world. So let's get into it, man.
Sure. Our first question is around parents. So, do you recommend that coaches add their athletes' parents to their space?
For sure, 100%. Now, we always understand that there's a little bit of a dicey relationship sometimes between coaches, parents, athletes, parents. It's tricky. But what we found after doing this for 10 years, and I was coaching 10 years before this, is that the more you can loop parents in, the better off you're going to be. We've all experienced as coaches the helicopter parent where you just got done with a coaching session and they come in and basically just disrupt the whole dang thing or break it and tell everybody to tell their athlete completely something different. But the reality, the reason why they do that is because they don't have access to the information. There's no unified space where everyone can collaborate. So the coaches that have taken a firm stance in using Coach Now and how they use it are really, really good at fostering healthy relationships. And the main reason is because of that extra layer of transparency where there isn't that if you're not using a tool like ours to do it.
Our next question is about introducing Coach Now to clients. Do you recommend coaches introduce Coach Now to all their clients at once? Do you recommend a
Right.
slower approach? What's your best practice there?
What we found, if you are a coach that's not currently using any sort of communication tool other than email or text or something basic, what I would recommend is that you want to start with 2 to 3 clients or what we would call athletes. Create a space for them. And this way you can kind of tiptoe your way into using technology to communicate. My hope for you in the end is that your business models also reflect that you're now using technology. That's a separate conversation for a different time. But if you're someone that maybe is moving from a collaborative tool, it might even be something like Slack or Discord. We do have coaches that have tried that and are coming over. You do have the opportunity to invite everyone at once. And you would do so by creating a bunch of spaces at once. Actually, you do it this way. You'd create a template and then a bunch of spaces and you would apply that template. Our team can help you do that though. So just reach out to us at support@coachnow.io and our team will help you go through the entire process. Just basically hold your hand through it.
Great. Next question. Should Coach Now play a role in my marketing?
Well, it kind of depends on what you mean by marketing, and I'll expand on that. So we don't play a role in lead generation. We're not going to help you find leads within Coach Now. That's not a marketplace. We're not that. But if you are bringing your clients into Coach Now and using it as your communication platform, which we highly encourage you, you now have the ability to bulk message them. In fact, there's a coach named Martin Chuck that I think has 4,000 spaces inside of Coach Now, and he's able to send one message to all of them promoting upcoming clinics, academies, educational opportunities, even products. And the beautiful part is he can create a quick video in Coach Now and send it to everyone through a list. And it goes into everyone's individual space. It's like a BCC email in that way and there's no other things that he's competing with. Whereas if he wants to send that same message on Instagram or TikTok, the odds are they're not even going to see it. So to wrap this up, if you've got existing clientele inside of Coach Now, do your best to maintain that relationship, even if you're not actively coaching them right then and there, because you can use lists to bulk message them. The other side, you can also use groups for community management, similar to what you would do on Facebook, but you can do I think a lot more within the Coach Now landscape, but that's something you can try later.
Great. What will their clients see when they sign up? What should they expect when being onboarded into Coach Now?
Well, if you go back to the question I just answered about templates, please create a template. All it takes is just a little quick video, maybe 30 seconds of you going, hey, I'm Spencer. Welcome to Coach Now. Glad to have you. And now when you create spaces, you can apply that template. That way they're not landing in an empty environment.
Mhm.
Similar to Facebook, Facebook sucks if you don't have any friends or connections. It's basically empty. Now they sell you ads and a bunch of other stuff, so they're doing their best to make it interesting without connections. But in Coach Now, there's no other distractions. So you as a coach, make sure when you create a space that there's at least something, a video or even a quick note saying, hey, welcome to Coach Now, welcome to your space. Again, you can do this ahead of time with a template, or you can do it just right on the fly when you create a space with them, maybe in your one-to-one session.
Great. And I'll also add to that, if you're curious about kind of what they see on the email side of things and
Sure.
the invite side of things, you can head to coachnow.io/athlete. And we have the whole kind of journey there. If there's any concerns or you just want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, use that.
Cool. This person's wondering if they can acquire new customers directly in CoachNow. I think I know what you're going to say about this one.
Right. So just like I said a moment ago, we are not a marketplace. I've created a lot of content around this. I'm very passionate about it. But you as coaches might still be wondering, why aren't we that? I'll say it as simply as I can without calling out specific companies. But when you have a marketplace connected to the actual coaching and communication platform that you use, it's cannibalizing either of those opportunities. It's a real problem. And to be more clear, if I'm inviting in all of my existing clientele, I've worked really hard to create these relationships. I just discovered Coach Now. I'm going to use it to communicate and coach them. And then we at Coach Now say, hey, now that your athletes are here, hey, athlete, wouldn't you love to get coached by this other coach? That doesn't work for us. And so therefore, we won't be doing that. Because what we don't want is for, again, you to work so hard to aggregate all your clients and for them to be sold something else. What you may not realize in these marketplace scenarios is that you as coaches aren't actually their customer. Their objective is to do matchmaking. And so if they're not seeing a lot of activity in the platform, they're going to suggest other coaches to that athlete because the majority of these platforms take a commission off of every single transaction. So just to kind of recap this, marketplaces typically, especially if there's a coaching platform associated, the customer is actually the athlete, not you. And it's not something that I would ever suggest you use, especially if you're bringing in existing clientele. It's real dangerous. Last point, we've talked to thousands and thousands of coaches about this. I can't name one that it's made a significant difference in their business to be on one of those marketplaces.
Great. Yeah. And you have a great piece about that on the website too. So
Yeah,
check that out as well. We can link it in the description.
totally.
This person is wondering if they should charge extra for access to Coach Now.
Good question. Good question. What I would hope for is that Coach Now is a part of your offer. So in a sense, you are charging more for it, but you're not breaking it out as a line item that is a pick or choose.
Mhm.
You don't want to say, hey, I'm going to coach you. And if you choose, pay me an extra $100 and you can get access to Coach Now. I would never advocate for that. If you are a coach that's still in this lesson model where you're selling 10 packs, again, hopefully you can transform or kind of transition from that. But at the very least, I would just say include Coach Now because it's going to make sure that they have what they need when they leave. They're going to have this relationship with you. They're going to have their notes at the very least, and they're not going to forget about you. Each time they go to practice, they can look through it, message you, and then you can continue to work with them. My hope, though, is that you move into more long-term coaching programs where Coach Now is the way that you communicate. It's baked in addition to everything else, so that you can now start creating subscription coaching plans instead of these kind of hourly exchanges.
Great. Our final question for the week. This person's wondering if they can collaborate with other coaches in Coach Now. And on top of that, should they? Should you add other coaches to your Coach Now spaces?
For sure. So Coach Now was built 10 plus years ago now because of my frustrations around trying to actively collaborate not only with the athlete, but their parent and other coaches. I was somebody that was in the high performance golf world, and I was a good swing coach, practice coach, let's say, but I definitely wasn't their fitness trainer or mental trainer, and I wasn't their parent or college recruiter. So it was really difficult to keep all those people in sync if you're using email, text, or maybe some other social app at this point. So absolutely collaborate. I think we are the best and probably one of the only few that allow you to have that type of collaboration. So highly recommend you do that. Additionally, if you are coaching remotely and you're looking to build a team of complementary coaches, you can do that in the platform as well. They don't even need to live nearby you. We have golf coaches working with fitness trainers in different states, different parts of the world. You can absolutely do the same no matter what sport or activity you're training. The other benefit of that is that if you start building offers that kind of are more holistic, you can start charging more and you're tapping into both Rolodexes or both lists so that you can grow your business and share clients.
Great. I think that's the last question for the week.
All right, perfect. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in to this AMA. We'll see you next time. But as always, please take whatever you've learned today, put it into play. And if you have questions, just don't hesitate to reach out. And quick reminder, if you haven't kicked off your free trial of Coach Now, you can do that now. You got a 7-day trial of our pro membership with no credit card needed. head over to coachnow.io and start that today. All right. Thanks.